Alright, hello class. Today we are going to continue our lesson in Unit 6, which is using map. But today we are going to look at a text entitled A Lucky Escape. So the material for today's class you can find in your Global English Coursebook, page 50. In this lesson, we will read a text on a lucky escape, and we will also learn new vocabulary from the text. And number 3, we will find evidences to support a statement in the text. So we are going to do evidence finding in the text. Okay, I will explain more on number 3 later on. But let's look at the material that we have today first. Okay, a little bit of revision from our Unit 4, Outdoor Pursuits. What is this activity called? Yes, it is snowboarding. Okay, my next question will be, where do normally people snowboard? So you see here, this is what we call as snow mountains. Okay, a lot of mountains. Alright, and also people go for snowboarding at the Alps. Okay, Alps are high mountain, especially snow-capped ones. Okay, especially the one that are really high enough that the top of the mountain is so cold that it is constantly covered with snow. Okay, so now turn to page 50 of your Global English Coursebook. Please pause your video right now and read the text entitled Saved by a Light of a Mobile Phone. Once you are done reading, then you unpause the video. You can start reading now. Moving on. Now, I'm going to go through the passage with you together, and we will also look at a few new vocabularies that you might find in the passage. Now, please follow me as I read along, yeah? A snowboarder was feeling lucky to be alive yesterday after a dramatic helicopter rescue. Ben Akintola, 30, was snowboarding in the French Alps under a clear blue sky when an avalanche started. He didn't have time to escape, and it hit him with full force and knocked him unconscious. Alright, let's look at the words that we have here. First, as I say, Alps, high mountain, especially the snow-capped ones. Okay, like what we saw just now. And the second word that I would like to highlight is the word avalanche. Avalanche means a large mass of snow and ice sliding down a mountain slide. So sometimes when the snow is too heavy on the top of the mountain, it will slide down to go a little bit downwards the mountain. Okay, so this is what we call as avalanche. Alright, moving on. Second paragraph. He woke in the middle of the night in a pitch darkness. He was lying on a narrow icy ledge. Amazingly, he still had a mobile phone signal, so he called a friend 1,000 kilometers away in Britain. His friend called the French rescue services. So it was really lucky, right? Now, let's look at some new vocabularies here. Pitch of darkness. It means extreme darkness. So this is a phrase that indicates that when he woke up, it was middle of the night and it was really dark. Okay, the next word is ledge. Okay, he was lying down on a narrow icy ledge. What is a ledge? It is a narrow, flat surface that comes out from a wall, a cliff, or other surface. I'll show you a picture of a mountain ledge after this, yeah? So, Ben was snowboarding under a clear blue sky until the avalanche started and he was knocked unconscious, and only at night he woke up. Can you imagine how scary it was? Right, now let's look at paragraph 3. I was waiting for what seems like hours on narrow ledge. I was beginning to give up hope when I heard the sound of a helicopter. It was circling around the darkness, looking for me. I was waving my mobile around desperately. Fortunately, the helicopter pilot saw the light. So I hope it's clear for this paragraph. So he was waiting and waiting. When he was about to give up, then he heard the sound of a helicopter. And with the mobile phone, he waved and waved and waved. And finally, the helicopter pilot noticed him. Okay, this is a picture of a ledge. Okay, this is one of the examples right here. So I can imagine that the Ben was actually lying down here like this. Okay, after the snow ran down after the avalanche. Okay, let's continue. I was overjoyed when the helicopter headed my way. It hovered above me and began lowering a rope. Now let's look. Hover. The word hover. In this passage, it is in past tense. So present tense, hover. It means to remain in one place in the air. So the helicopter was hovering at that area. Okay, next one, rope. The word rope is large, strong string. Okay, normally they have a different strings that they twist together to form a stronger rope to carry people up to the helicopter. Okay, right, moving on. Ben was in the hospital last night, but he was not being treated for any serious injuries. He's looking forward to going home today. Thank God, Ben was okay. The French Rescue Services said, "We were very pleased that we were able to rescue Ben. The risk of avalanche off-piste is much higher at this time of year. All snowboarders and skiers should stay on the ski runs and not go off-piste." Ben had a lucky escape. Now, last word that we're looking for is off-piste. Two places that we saw. Off-piste means to go away from the prepared skiing pathway. So there's normally a way where skiers is a designated way where the skier must go. If he runs away from that pathway, then it might be very dangerous for them. Okay, this is how I imagine the helicopter rescuing Ben. Alright, now next question. How do you determine a statement is true and implied in the text? Why? A writer don't always state things directly. They don't always tell you everything from the text. Sometimes the meaning is implied. It's hidden behind the statements, between the lines. And the writer suggests something that is true or happened without actually saying it. So this language tip you can also see in your Global English Coursebook. Let's look at how we actually go about with this. So if you want to know a statement is true, we have to look for evidence. Okay, so we have to look for evidence in the text. Now, please look at question exercise 1 on the same page, page 50. Read the newspaper article. Which of the following are implied in the text? Means it is true based on what the writer wrote in the text. Let's look at a few examples. Number 1. Ben was unconscious for several hours. But how do you know this? We know this. This is implied. Is it stated in the text? If it is stated, we write down this is implied. And then we go on with the evidence. Because we know that the avalanche happened during the day when the sky was blue. but Ben woke up in the middle of the night. So we knew that Ben was unconscious for at least a few hours because the sky was blue, and then when he woke up it was already night. Okay, that is how you find what evidence that you can find in a text. Okay, let's look at some more example. Okay, question number 2. The statement is, it's not always easy to get a mobile signal in the mountain. Is this statement true based on the text? Yes, it is true. Therefore, we have to write, this is implied. Why is it implied? Because the writer wrote that, what is the evidence? That it was amazing that Ben still had a mobile phone signal. If it is a normal thing, it won't be amazing. Okay, so it means that it's really hard to get mobile signal there. Okay, that is the one. So state whether it is implied or not, and then state the evidence. Look at one more example. Okay, question number 3. Ben used the torch on his mobile phone to attract the pilot's attention. Is this implied? Is this true? Yes, this is implied because the writer wrote that, what's the evidence? The helicopter saw the light from Ben's mobile phone. So this is the evidence that he used the torch on his mobile phone to attract the pilot's attention. Okay, what if, let's see, okay, question number 7. I'm going to show you one example, yeah? Ben won't try off-piste snowboarding again. It is not stated in the text that Ben will not do it again. So we don't have the evidence to prove that Ben will not try this again. Okay, therefore, what you write, it is not implied. It's as simple as that. Okay, whether it's implied or not, if there is an evidence, then it is implied. If no evidence, you simply write it is not implied. Right, so for your task right now, in your short exercise book, please answer question 4, 5, and 6. Okay, copy the question and then write down the answer, whether it is implied and what are the evidences that you can find. Okay, question 4, question 5, and question 6. Okay, 3 questions. You can pause the video if you want to. Moving on. Okay, so if you're done with that, you can move on to your next reading task, which is to complete your workbook, page 36 and 37. But only exercise 1, 2, and 3 only. Exercise 4 in page 37, please hold on first. We will do it when I explain the concept later on. Let's go through the exercise real quick. Okay, so we went through the vocabularies just now, right? When we read the text together. So for exercise 1, please match the words to the definition. So all of these words appeared in the text just now. Okay, so appears in the text. So only one match for each. Okay, this is exercise 1. Exercise 2. A collocation is 2 or more words that often occur together. So you have to pair up. So here we have 7 words in 2 different columns, means it's 1 for each. So you need to find their pair. Okay, they often go together, right? For example, the rescue what? Services. Okay, a lucky, what do you find? Right? 1 to 7. And last but not least, these are your comprehension questions. So based on the text and based on the words and phrases that you use in exercise 1 and 2, please answer these comprehension questions. I would like you to answer in full sentences. Okay, so please complete this. If you have any question, please text me, please ask, and do not stay quiet if you have any question. That's all for today.